Hey guys, I'm gonna reset my router real quick. If that's cool with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Bye.
A few moments later.
Oh, Ben is back. I hear typing.
A few moments later.
I thought I heard him typing. I guess not. Maybe he's not back. Maybe I'm on crack.
A few moments later.
Yeah, we heard that.
A few moments later.
Ben, did you get your water?
And did you take a potty break?
He'll keep it up. We might hear that too.
Can he hear us, do you think?
I'm guessing no. I called it. Hey Ben, wash your hands.
Shake it more than twice.
Cannot operate under these circumstances. Oh my god.
A few moments later.
Patiently.
All right. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Hello?
All too well.
Heard you whistling and other things.
Oh, it's,
Hello, and
Hello.
welcome. Hello, Ben. Welcome to episode 9 of Hardcore Casuals. It's been a minute. We know that.
Hello.
We're
oh
sorry.
man, we're almost at double digits.
I know. We're almost there. And then we can call it quits, right? Episode 10 and done. That's it.
That's right. Yeah. Remember.
Nobody told you when you started this journey that it was a 10-part, series. That's the end. Anyway.
I'd just like to clarify to our legion of fans that this is just a joke. We're not stopping. Don't panic.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah,
start.
yeah,
Don't
I
start.
know.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Don't call. Well, you can call and don't send emails panicking about us leaving because we're not. Don't worry.
Don't call 911. Call us.
Yeah. I don't think 911 wants to. Although, if you want to call 911 and record it for entertainment purposes, we do not advocate this. However, it would be entertaining.
We're also not in charge if you get arrested for it.
True. I just said we do not endorse or approve of any such pranking of emergency services. Well, this is episode 9.
A shout out to our buddy. We're recording this episode because we don't want him to be lonely on those long drives.
Yes.
This is all for you, buddy.
Our buddy.
Buddy. And if I call you buddy forever, it's Josh's fault.
Yep.
When in
Because,
doubt, just blame Josh.
hey, it's like I'm at work all over again.
I think it's kind of that logic is pretty sound anyway. Just blame Josh.
Oh, actually, Josh, you missed Jen pulling off an epic dad joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did. I was so. You would have been so proud.
I think he'd have a tear in his eye.
Maybe you could sense it from over there.
There was a warm feeling around my heart cavity.
Yep.
Oh, thank God you said your heart cavity.
Yes. Heart.
Heart cavity.
I mean,
Get
we
that
know
look at that, man.
we know he's serious about his dad jokes.
Yes.
Do you want me to reenact said dad joke, or?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes, please. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus. We were doing a public event on IO, and it involved Cabal, and the boss guy started, like, running away.
Wait for it.
It's embarrassing that I even...
Suspense is killing me.
It's embarrassing that I even said this. And he's running away from us, and I said something to the effect of he doesn't want to play. He's going to take his Cabal and go home.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen. He'll be here all night.
Nobody laughed, and I was so sad.
Another thing the first thing I said is, if only Josh was here.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
So, thank you. I am taking a
Slowly.
bow.
Good job, Jen.
Slowly but surely, I'm infecting all of you with dad jokes. Nothing else, just dad jokes.
May God have mercy on our souls.
Yes.
I feel like the fact that it was me is the worst indicator of how bad it is, because I am the most resistant to the change. Like,
Do you really have our dad jokes channel muted?
Oh, I do.
No, I don't. I don't. Just so I can go in and put that little frowny face reaction on every single one that he's shares.
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, I'm sure you've all figured out by now that I am Jen, and I have Ben and Dan and Josh, and we're the usual crew here.
The hardcore casuals.
The hardcore casuals crew.
9 episodes in.
Band of
boy.
knuckleheads.
Well, let's start with the question of what we're all playing.
Fishing Planet? No.
No.
You
It's not even
re-downloaded
funny
it.
anymore.
No, it's
Did
not.
you really?
No, I did not re-download it. We did find somebody in our friends list that was playing it, though, so.
Which is pretty hilarious,
Yeah.
actually.
I was
Hey, there's nothing
wondering-
wrong with that.
I was wondering how long it would go before I found somebody, and it didn't take as long as I thought. So,
And he had to have done it at our recommendation, because we know he listens. We know you're
Yeah.
listening.
yeah. Double shout out. Here you go, Manny.
Woot.
Get them
boy!
get them fishes.
I hope he has that game platinumed. And he has to show us the...
Oh, did anybody
proof.
look at the trophy list for that game?
Oh,
No.
did you hear that if you actually platinum the game, they send you a trophy, like a fishing trophy?
All right.
That
God, I
sounds-
hope,
Next
God, I hope
topic.
God, I hope that would be true. I almost want to just go platinum it, because then I would have the fishing trophy but nearly I don't want to do that.
Well, here's the catch. If you actually have to spend the money on the DLC, then you deserve it, because there are packages for up to $100 for that.
Yeah, what
So
was
in that
it?
case, if you
Salmon
if you
Star or
spend that
something?
much, if you pay that much and then platinum it, you deserve a trophy.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, do you
Catfish
know...
combat, baby.
Do you know what I could do with $100? I mean...
What's that?
Hey.
Probably buy
Ew.
yourself a fishing trophy if you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
probably 4 or 5 of them.
a fishing trophy. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Very interesting shaped hooks.
Oh, God.
Straight into the gutter. That's where that's going. Anyway.
Well, I'm not even going to tell you what I was thinking. So, yes, we know we're all playing Destiny 2. That's obvious, I would think.
Shocking.
Josh or Ben, do you have anything other than Destiny 2 to report?
Yes.
Negative on this side here.
Yeah.
Take it away,
So, my oldest of children has also caught the Destiny bug. So anytime that I'm not playing it, he's playing it, which AKA means that most of the time our TV is just sucked into oblivion of Destiny. But my younger kid, he has decided that he wants to get in and play games and have fun. So he's big into Little Big Planet 3, which I was so happy that PlayStation put up free for one of their monthly sets. And actually here recently, because he couldn't get on the PlayStation, he started talking about wanting to play some games. And so, good old dad took him upstairs and sat him down in front of the Super Nintendo and pulled out Super Mario World. And, bless his little heart. He's trying to get through some of those things. And he's just having a grand old time. He's just happy every time he finds Yoshi. But he has some of those moments where he's just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, Dad. Look at me jump on this thing. And I'm so happy I got Yoshi and he's going to eat this thing. And like, he gets really excited about it. And then like 2-3 minutes later, like he forgets about like where he's at. And he's like, Dad, can you finish this for me? Because he like can't get past the level and he wants to see what the next level is. So I've been awesome. Rekindling my SNES love for Super Mario World through my 4-year-old.
That's awesome.
It's really
That's
cool.
pretty damn special, man. Yeah.
Yep. Between that and Super Mario All-Stars, back in the the lost levels and all that stuff. He's been trying to get into those too. So been playing a little bit of those here and there whenever he needs a little extra and in the middle of doing something else, because we've got it set up on a separate TV. And so if I'm taking care of laundry or something of that nature, or cleaning a couple of things up here and there, I'll throw it down so he's having a little good time and kind of out of the way doing his own thing while I'm getting a couple other things taken care of. So outside of Destiny, that's been it.
Hashtag squad goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No school like the old school.
Very good. I'm always glad to see the next generation getting sucked into. Just bring them in. So Dan, what have you been playing?
Well, I guess on the same thought, I've been playing Pokemon Moon with my 4-year-old, and he's completely addicted to it. Like, we have to actually control how much we expose him to it because he's becoming an encyclopedia of Pokemon now, and it's really not taking any time. He's learned obviously the word evolve and what all the Pokemon he's caught what they evolve to, because I'm Googling half of them for him. Like at any moment, he wakes up in the morning, he's like, "Hey, Daddy, what's Litten evolve to again?"
Oh man!
So yeah, like he's hooked. Like, it's occasionally it'll be that we'll do instead of story time. Like a 15-20 minute bout, and in the meantime, I'm trying to catch rare Pokemon for him. It's like, next time we play, hey, look what I got.
Oh my god!
The time I
hero then.
Oh yeah. So when I got a Pikachu for him, and he saw it the next day, he practically crapped himself. So it's been fun because I never played any of them except Pokemon Snap, which I think everyone did when they had a 64. So it's been fun for me because I've never played any other game in the franchise, and I'm discovering it too and seeing the appeal of it.
Not everyone.
I never played Pokemon Snap either.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I take it back.
I dropped out of my Pokemon love after the first. I had Blue, and then that
makes me sad. But Dan's story makes me happy.
Yes.
So I'm okay now.
Well, I'm glad I balanced things out.
Yeah, my kid often prefers to read Pokedex entries rather than a bedtime story. So.
Oh, nice. Well, there's a new app that they added, I think, on Android and iOS, Pokemon Playground or Pokemon Playhouse or something like that.
Right, yeah, I need to check that out.
Which I he played that once and he digs that too because it's saying that he can completely play on his own.
Okay.
Like, some cool. Mini games, where they, they feed them, they clean them, or give them medicine and things like that. So he's having fun with that one as well.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that definitely sounds like something that I'd need to download for him.
Yeah, and plus, his mom also is a vet tech, so he's proud to say, "Oh, look, I'm taking care of the Pokemon like you do at work."
Oh, nice.
Like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's striking a chord.
Huh. Good.
There you go.
Pokemon. And aside from that, I've been playing, I think, something that Jen has probably been dabbling with as well, Samus Returns. So good.
That's hot.
How does she get into that ball?
God, I can't play that game without thinking of that line now because of Ben. For those unaware, in one of our episodes of the tail end, Ben asked the question of how Samus can actually go into the morph ball.
How is that humanly possible?
Yeah.
Lots and lots and lots of yoga.
Something.
So I'll let Jen take it away on that one.
Yeah, I mean it's a I don't even want to call it a remake. It's a full remake of the second Metroid.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was a remake.
Well,
Like new graphics and
I
stuff?
think the word they're using is reimagining.
See, I was going to say that.
What I saw.
I was going to say that, and then it
it's-
sounded cheesy in my head, and I didn't say it.
Well, but it works. It is cheesy, but it's like it's not a remake. It's not the same map. There's only some concepts are still the same. But yeah, it's really fun. Like this Samus, the second one on Game Boy. Like that's one of the games I must have played the most when I was a kid. So I'm digging everything about this one so far.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm really happy too. It feels different to me than a lot of other side-scrolling Metroid games. I think it's a little slower paced because you have that melee thing. Because you have to do that. You can't just run in with guns blazing like, yeah, that doesn't work. Not anymore.
So Jen, what you're saying is that you may actually have to use some form of stealth.
No,
No?
you do not stealth. It is not stealth. No. You just wait for them to see you, and then you slap them. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta mute all my notifications. You guys are blowing me up over here. Stop it. Stop it.
All our adoring fans.
Yes. Jeez, guys.
Yeah, Benner1 really loves us.
I know. that
Shout
guy.
out.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
funny.
I agree with you that it feels different, but it feels familiar too because the whole way that you aim in the game is very different. It's very precise. It's not just two different diagonals and the top and bottom kind of aiming is running.
I do
The
love
melee is
how that
cool, too.
works.
Yeah, I like that. The melee feels more natural than I thought it would. Like it didn't take all that long to get used to it.
Yeah, I still have moments, and it's usually like if I'm tired or like because I play before bed, which is terrible, and I shouldn't, but I do. So I'll be all tired laying there, and I'll just forget that that's a thing, and I'm running and shooting. Like, wait, this is this is bad. Run away, run away. Shit.
One tip I found that's useful though if you do want to get through stuff quickly is to use the freeze beam and then melee them because they'll shatter in one hit.
Oh,
so if you're
really?
trying to rush through an area, that's one way of getting through the trash quickly.
Well, that's a thought.
That would involve finding the ice beam, though, right,
Yeah.
Jen? You have trouble with that, huh?
That is a different Metroid game. You stop it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. I'm very sure. I didn't have any trouble with the ice beam in this game.
Damn it, I actually had a good question for you guys, but now I forgot.
Oh, we'll think of it again.
It was about it. It was about Metroid. Oh well. It'll come to me.
Oh, I didn't have any trouble with the ice beam, but I did have a hell of a time with the Varia suit. So the struggle was real.
Not the single suit, but the various suit.
The various suit.
I'm suit. Mosquito nets.
What?
Awkward silence.
What?
You said malaria? What did you say?
Yeah, the malaria suit.
That's even better than my reference. Jeez.
No, that's what I heard. I heard malaria, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Mosquito nets, haha, and then no one said anything, so I was like...
Varia, Varia.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Malaria suit.
That's what I'm calling it from now on.
Well, I didn't think... Metroids, you see them, they look like some, infectious pathogens, so I was like, oh, malaria suit, okay, cool.
It's got a bunch of little red bumps all over it.
And funny enough, like the whole theme of the game is that you're actually kind of committing genocide on that planet. You're trying to make them go extinct. So it's funny that you drew that comparison, not knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I think Jen, Dan, and I, or someone were talking about the whole game theorist video of like the origins and why, actually killing these Metroids and their development actually is horrible for the universe. And I was like, I've never played. I played Metroid Fusion, which I don't think directly involves the story too much, but like it was
yeah, it depends on how you
it's out of place, I guess.
look at
it's
it.
not
Yeah,
like chronologically, like yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
really
it's very interesting
fit
lore.
in.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish this one because I want to see if it ties into Super Metroid like the original did.
Yeah, and see, I don't think I ever beat. I think we talked about that, Dan. Like I played.
Well,
Metroid
I think
2.
you get. Yeah, I think you have the key scene that happens when you actually start up Super Metroid.
Oh.
So I won't spoil
Okay.
it, but if you've played that one, then you know what happens at the end of Metroid 2.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember back in the day, I would get the spider ball and be on the ceiling in some random room somewhere forever because I would get lost and never be able to find my way. Like the whole semi-linear path thing just escaped me completely.
Yeah, but part of that game was kind of sadomasochistic. I mean, it was like you had to explore everywhere to find it, and if you missed it, well, then you felt compelled to go through the whole map again and see where it was. But yeah, I find this one less, at least so far, far less brutal in terms of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really. Well, it also has those. Oh my gosh, those Aeon abilities where it has the mappy thing that you can reveal where some of the secrets are, which is
the teleporters and the fact that you can pin stuff on your map, like for if you know there's a power up they can't get to now, but you're just missing an ability or something to be able to unlock it later, which I find practical. So yeah, there's a lot of quality of life things that would have been a pain otherwise, because it would have felt dated if it didn't have something like that. But yeah,
right.
So far I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm really digging it too. Something I noticed, and this probably is going to sound weird, the morph ball feels really heavy to me, and that might be weird. It's probably weird. I'm just going to let it be weird.
There's a problem with
there is a Samus in there.
There is a Samus in there. Well, it's the first time that the morph ball, and this is after we talked about it with Ben being like, how does she get in there?
Man. That's so much hotter now.
And
That's heavy.
and I was like, it actually feels like a heavy,
Yeah, actually, doesn't it make a thud if you go into it in midair? Yeah,
it
you're
does.
right.
It feels heavy, and it moves a little slower than it used to. Like in other, Super Metroid, you just zip right along in that stupid ball. But this one, it feels more substantial, and I just thought that was really interesting and kind of funny after we talked about it. So
Samus needs to cut down her visits to Golden Corral or something. I don't know. Jeez.
Well, what else are you gonna do between missions hunting Metroids? I mean, you're gonna eat, right?
I guess if you're gonna have a long mission like that, you do have to carb load a bit.
Oh, I remember my question now.
Yes, that's what I was hoping would happen.
Yes, fire away.
So, with the basically, Metroid started a long time ago. Has it always followed the timeline, like a chronological order? Or is it Metroid Prime and all that prequels or
I'll let Jen answer. I'm too rusty on the primes to remember where they fall in.
So the Prime games are in order with each other, and then Other M is like a prequel.
Right.
Okay. So basically, if I wanted to start playing Metroid now and get into it and really commit to playing the series, where should I start?
Honestly, I would still say start with Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I know chronologically that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but Metroid is not one of those games where the story is huge. It's kind of
you can sum it up in about 2 sentences, honestly.
It's kind of like picking up a Zelda, but if you're going to play Metroid Prime, you would want to start with the first one.
That's right.
What, Metroid 1 or Super Metroid?
No, I mean, if you're going to play Metroid
Prime
series, you're going to start with Metroid Prime 1.
Oh, that's right. There's more than Metroid Prime. There's Prime 2 then?
Yes, there's Prime 2 and Prime 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the 2-day free shipping?
Do you have a Wii?
Could you feel my head tilt? The confused head tilt?
Sorry, that was bad. I'm adjusting to being on my medication again, guys.
I had that moment too, where right whenever he said that, I was like, "Oh, do you have a Wii?" I'm saying "Oh, there's trilogies out there," and I was like, "Wait."
Baited.
Son of a bitch.
And we're back to Fishing Planet.
No.
Well, to answer the question again, yes, if you have a 2DS or 3DS, you have access to Super Metroid and that, and you also have access to the new one. They're both good games. But if you do have a Wii or then yeah, the Prime ones are great to play, but they're not at all like the original ones. It's a completely different.
Totally different thing.
It's a shooter. They're very good games, but they're not the core Metroid that led to Metroidvania games experience.
Yep. That would be accurate.
Thanks for answering that question, guys.
You're very welcome, Ben.
Oh, so what Metroid is coming out with the SNES Mini? Is there one coming?
Yeah, it's going to have Super Metroid on it.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
So that's a good time for you to pick that up.
To spread your time between that and Final Fantasy 3/6.
Yes.
Well, we'll see if I keep it.
Promised.
Oh, that's right. No, before I die.
Before you die.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, Ben. Hold on. We'll get to that topic in a minute. Not the death, but anyway.
Okay, that sounds pretty grim now.
Not the death.
What?
Not the death.
What do you know?
No.
Days are numbered.
Future War Cult. Have you seen something?
I mean, did you watch the lore on Future War Cult? I could know.
I did. It is trippy.
Well, we'll save that too. We're saving all of these things. My other game that I've been playing, because I think Dan, was that it for you?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. The other game that I have been playing is Final Fantasy IX.
Oh God.
Is that Final Fantasy No in German? Is that
Final Fantasy
Nine?
Fantasy IX. Well, I disagree with that idea because it is it's right up there with 6 for me. I realize that 6 is like on a pedestal, but 9 is like on the pedestal next to it.
I picked it up based on your recommendation and what I've read about it too. It's one of the few that I haven't played, and I picked it up.
I love it so much. Yeah, so for anybody who isn't aware, they put it on the PS4. It's like, I think it's the same version that's on the PC. So it's slightly remastered. The characters look amazing, and that I was really impressed as soon as I fired it up. Like, the characters look really clean and nice, and they're pretty and vibrant. The backgrounds still look like fuzzy PS1 backgrounds, so it's kind of like you're playing a puppet show a little bit, because your people look all good in high def, and then you have this background that's like, I think maybe I need to change my glasses prescription or something, because it's
Man, I am really trying hard right now not to bust out laughing, because I totally thought when you were going through there, like, your enunciation of that having a fuzzy PS1, I was like,
oh my God.
I'm like, why do you have a fuzzy penis one?
Spacey face.
So much spacey face.
I'm sorry. Continue with your fuzzy PS1.
Fuzzy PS1.
There's lots of crazy fantasies, final ones there.
Oh my God. Well,
Found it.
I am sorry, listeners.
I'll just shut up now. Go ahead and continue.
You derailed everything. I was over here having a happy moment, talking about Final Fantasy IX. Oh, anyway.
Just picture the hard light. There you go.
Oh my, ooh. That's not gonna help.
I'll read the show notes for Final Fantasy IX. Bloosh.
Yes. Oh, there's been a lot of that lately. Just saying. But
as we bump up the rating to the show to M for mature.
Yeah. I know, we're just moving right up. Anyway, fuzzy backgrounds, it doesn't really detract from the game whatsoever. There are some features, like it has a high-speed mode that I haven't really tried yet, and I'm kind of interested in it because one thing I have noticed is even with the battle speed turned all the way up, battles are slow. And I don't remember that from before, but they are slow. So that's a thing. It's not, I mean, it doesn't turn me off of the game. It's just kind of something that you have to deal with. You just wait for the little action bar to get across the screen so you can do something. But it is good, and I am happy, and I have so far hummed along to every different music selection in every different area that I've been up to this point. I will probably continue to do that. But anyway, I digress.
I'm excited to try it out because I know it's one of the better ones, but like I said, never played it but bought it, so I'm just waiting for the opportunity to get into it.
Yeah, I really hope that when you get into it, you also like it, because it's just it.
Fuzzy penis, yeah, totally.
Because fuzzy penis one, yeah, that's it, right there in a nutshell.
I mean, who doesn't want to try that out at least once?
Am I right?
Hey-o. Hey, so you guys said it's very similar to Dragon's Crown? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, not at all.
What even was that?
I don't know.
Not even close.
I'm in
to
a happy
the
mood, guys.
It's not even close to the same thing. Oh.
Well, I don't know. The some of the screenshots you were sharing before, it kind of reminded me of Dragon's Crown a little bit. Maybe the art style, or maybe I'm just completely.
Oh, like you mean like the hand drawn background?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know. I just kind of I saw some comparisons, but it's been a while since I've seen Dragon's Crown.
It's really distant, but yeah, there is a link there, I guess.
I'm gonna let you have that one. And we're going to move on unless anybody has any further questions.
Well, speaking of Dragon's Crown, it is coming to PS4 for those who haven't played it or are interested in that. Just as we're talking about remakes and things getting ported to it.
Hashtag physics demo.
Yeah.
Oh God, I remember that definitely.
That's pretty much
That's something you don't forget, especially when it takes up 25% of the screen.
It really does. Like I like that kind of thing, and it's still excessive. Like, wow, how is she even? She's not even in that clothing. That's not even clothing.
How do you cast spells?
How do you do
Constantly
anything?
casting two things all the time, all over the place. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what people. I don't think I've ever read official reviews for that game.
Oh, you know what they talk about
like
primarily. I mean, the game is good, and that's the thing about it is it's controversial because of the art style. But if you took that away, the game is still good, and the art style is still very good. Mm-hmm. There's just some questionable character design choices.
Right. It is a very pretty game. Like, you know, if she had more fabric, it would be very, you know, the artwork is amazing. It's just that she has huge tracts of land. And they are out there.
Voluptuous mountains.
Sorry, it was a Monty Python reference.
I need to watch this.
I got it.
Anyway, you guys ready to move on? You guys want to talk about the SNES Classic since you brought it up somewhere in there?
Yay!
Oh, the giveaway that we're doing for the podcast?
Ben.
I'm giving it away to Dan. Gosh.
Probably coming up. It's going on sale the next morning by the look of it.
Yep, we are definitely quickly approaching said date.
That's
I
true.
still do not have SNES Classic.
Well,
Oh, no.
Did not come across pre-order.
One lucky Canadian may win one very soon.
Well, the good news that we got about those is that they are actually selling it in Quebec, which they weren't doing it originally. It's been less than 2 weeks, I think, since they announced it, so I have a shot at one, but I still don't know if I will get one or not. Because the only game I haven't played is Star Fox 2, but that's just the case for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are curious about it. There's no gameplay or anything about it, right? Like out there right now?
Yeah, and I don't want to say I'm going to just download the emulator because, I mean, there are a lot of good games there and I'm interested in getting it. It's just, do I want to spend $100 on that now?
Right.
yeah, mine is supposed to ship Friday. So, it says it's arriving by the 5th, I think. So
when is the official release date or the
Friday? The 30th.
Okay, cool.
The
30th.
29th. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might go stock my local Wally World to go see if they're going to get one in.
I would check Toys R Us, too.
Well, Toys R Us is kind of in the hood.
I don't know how to help you with that one.
I'm not sure I want to be out around there at midnight.
There are other Toys R Us's. You might have to take a little journey. Walmart's not in the hood, but Toys R Us is.
Well, the one next to me, not as hood as it could be. Let's put it that way.
Okay. choices.
I'd more worry about running into the people of Walmart from the website at mine than I would worry about the hood.
Okay.
I am curious. It's been a while since we've seen, or I've checked those pre-orders on eBay. I just couldn't believe the day that, everything was going down with the GameStop and everything. They were selling for $800. I just couldn't believe that.
Oh, I wish I'd say I couldn't believe it either, but anytime that, heck, look at the history of anything.
Absolutely.
From the, PS3, PS4, Xbox, whenever all those were coming out, and the very first day those were rolling through. The Wii, heck,
Yeah, I remember the Wii, the day that I camped out for it, the one console I did camp out for, there was people there that were just buying the spots in line for those that were camping.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. One guy said, "Here, I'll give you $200 if you let me take your spot," and he went for it.
I mean, if it's more than what you'd be spending for the...
Well, it comes down to whether you're patient and if you want $200. So...
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it's how bad do you want the system versus how bad do you want that $200?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about, at least based on what Nintendo said, is that now they don't want people to feel like they have to go get scalped ones. So maybe if you can't get one now, there will be hope for subsequent shipments. I think they're kind of learning from the mistake.
Yeah, they did say they're making more. And the NES Classic, too, is going to be...
Yeah, it's coming back next year. So, yeah, it might you might have trouble getting one now, like this week, but then we'll see what happens.
I've also already heard stories where they've already got stuff earmarked for a N64 Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, apparently there was a patent rumor floating around.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get that one.
It's going to be a disaster. I'm going to need to see what games they put on it. I'll probably want it, but I'm intrigued because my Nintendo 64 library was not the biggest. I mean, it was decent, but it wasn't that impressive. My Super Nintendo library is the best out of my...
I got to tell you, though, there's probably a good, super huge handful of people that are waiting for, GoldenEye to come back out.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, the N64 for me was like what made me a gamer, I guess, I guess for you guys it was kind of the SNES, right? With all the Final Fantasies and Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger.
It goes back to the first NES. I remember the friend's house where I played it the first time, where I first saw Super Mario.
Yep.
We've discussed that, right? I was 3 on Christmas morning getting my Nintendo. So
I was 5 down the street from my parents' place playing at a guy called Stefan at his place. I was like, "What is this? I want one."
I wasn't
the rest
born
is
yet.
history.
So
I got lucky enough that I lived with my grandparents and my uncle lived there, and he's about 11 years older than I am. So whenever I was like 4, he comes rolling in one day, and him and his buddies got a hold of it, and they had brought a TV like where I could see it, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're playing Mario! I want to do this." And then after all of my interest in all of the games and everything, and trying to get a hold of them, that's whenever they decided that whenever Christmas came around the next time, it was like, all right, it's that time.
Boom.
Magic. And then, that led to all the other stories I had of woe of trading all that stuff in.
So back to the SNES for a moment. My friend ordered it. She got a pre-order from Target. And I really feel like I dodged a bullet on this one because Target has this fun policy where they will continue to check periodically to make sure you have the money available for said item that you've pre-ordered.
What?
So they have taken out and put back in the $90 for the pre-order, or $80 or whatever it is, multiple, like 2 or 3 times a week ever since she pre-ordered it.
That doesn't seem...
Why didn't they just take the money
and keep it? Right. That's what she said. She's like, "This is driving me crazy.
That's
I have an account.
Weird.
Yeah, I have an account now that I cannot touch because they keep doing this." And it's in their policy that they can continue to check that money. And because she contacted the customer service and they were like, "We can't help you. Sorry."
Well, fuck Target then.
Never
Seriously.
pre-order anything from Target. PSA.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Because oh my god, that would mess me up so bad. Like, okay, you guys
that's
it or don't.
complete disregard for people's... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's just sketchy to be bouncing transactions in and out.
Right.
At random. It's questionable at best.
Yeah.
I was going to make the joke because you said you may have missed the mark and something about Target, and I was like, oh, ha, ha. And I was like, wow, yeah, they really missed it.
They actually really did miss the mark.
No bullseyes in that Target there.
About as far away.
No.
If you had a bullseye, they turned in completely the wrong direction and shot the opposite way. That's how bad that is. So, anyway, I'm excited for my SNES Classic.
Yeah, I hope I can get a hold of one. I would really like to just sit down and play through some of the nostalgia for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't get one, Josh, you can have mine, man. For sure.
That's awful nice of you.
Oh, yeah, dude. No problem.
Oh, boy. Well, now that's
Amazon
documented.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazon Metroid Prime it too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we should probably talk about Destiny 2. Just a little.
Yay!
How are we feeling?
The addiction is real, people. It is very real.
And now that we have factions out and nightfalls and raids raids with an R, not anyway.
No, yeah. Oh,
didn't want to have
Everyone
another fuzzy
raids.
penis.
Raids.
Didn't want to have another fuzzy penis moment there or something. So,
Oh, God.
good lord, who does?
So, quick call out. What factions have you guys aligned yourselves with?
Dead Orbit.
yep.
Team Rainbow.
Team Rainbow. Oh, yeah.
All right,
Rainbow
Dan.
Dash, baby.
Dan, we got to go blow up all those caches. Team
There was one of the sites that I followed. They did a poll as to who was going to follow what, and Dead Orbit I think had a 50% majority. So
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I have three characters and they're all leveled up now, so I can do one of each, and that's what I plan to do. I would have gone Team Emo with my hunter, but that armor, I just couldn't.
Yeah, I don't dig the armor either. It's the shaders for me. I just like the dark. I think I'm not the only one. I mean, especially for a hunter, I want to be dark and stealthy and just fits.
I think I'm doing it wrong.
I would be the complete opposite.
I want to be the rainbow hunter.
I'm a hunter.
Look at me.
Jen right now hides within the raid enemies because her shaders that she's using.
That's her strategy.
I look like a scion.
Something like that.
One of them.
You don't look like a scion. You look like a scion grenade that is lit and exploding in a shower of purple.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you should see the future War Cult chest piece with Nebula Rose on it. Oh my god.
I'm kind of really.
I had a hard light moment. I was like, oh, guys.
Yeah. And you know me. I mean, it took me until my character was had all of the gear and had guns and things that I was pretty much sure that I wasn't going to get rid of for a good bit before I even used a shader.
Yeah, I'm same boat.
Yeah, so I turned everything green, so I was happy there for a few minutes. But I'm more along the lines of, I remember from D1 that Dead Orbit had a really good scout rifle and the shotgun that they had, and the hung jury, and it just seemed like the weapons that they had for my style of play was where I wanted to be at. I mean, I did get a couple other characters leveled up, and I did, like Jen was talking about, put one in each faction. And I know there are things like Ben, I know you're big on the sidearms, and I know that the new Monarchy had a big bunch of sidearms in the first game. I don't know if that's what they're going to do this time around, but if history repeats itself, Team Emo, give me those good guns.
Well, yeah, it seems like that's kind of where they're going with. Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
I'll run around looking like the Punisher, with a bunch of black and white. No care here.
I figure that scout rifle is going to be the one that wins anyway. So it's not going to matter regardless. But the perks on the fusion rifle from Future War Cult looked better to me than the scout rifle. It's no hung jury, I'll tell you that.
What is the perk? Because I saw that I got a shotgun from Dead Orbit, and I know that the one that we can win, if I'm not mistaken, you can get a faster reload if you're crouching, which for me as a hunter doesn't really matter because I play with the dodge reload, so I can reload anything instantly in a pinch.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's got something to do with the reloading.
Okay.
And the Future War Cult, the pulse rifle has Dragonfly on it, which is the new Firefly.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and I lied. I didn't mean to lie. It's not the Future War Cult chest piece that I have on that is amazing with Nebula Rose. So I'm sorry. It's one that I don't actually know how to pronounce, so I'm not going to try.
Oh no! Now you have to try.
Well, now we can't look it up. You have to try
It
for
looks-
the fans, Jen.
It looks like it says Gensum. Gensym.
Oh, sounds right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It was definitely your armor then, huh?
Definitely my armor.
For sure.
It's got your name all over it.
It does, and it looks. I slapped that Nebula Rose on there without even a second thought. Like normally, I'm more judicious because Nebula Rose is special, but
It's not even awesome armor. It's Gensum armor.
this is Gensum.
Oh, snap.
It's like
Yeah.
leveled up from awesome.
I just don't think I'll be able to keep up with 3 characters on all 3 factions, so I'm going to go with Dead Orbit for now, and I'll see what happens the next time they come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to try too hard.
I'm in that same boat as well.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying the amount of lore and story. Well, I think D1 always had a good amount of lore with other Grimoire cards, but like just the way they're introducing it. Yeah, exactly. But how they're introducing the characters, the NPCs for these factions, it's really nice, man. Like you can really feel an allegiance towards them when they explain it, and especially with the what's it called? My Name is Bife videos that I've been addicted to as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can really feel like D2 has made such a huge improvement in how they're presenting their game and their universe, really. So I can see myself fitting really well with Future War Cult, where I can see you guys especially enjoying the Dead Orbit.
Yeah, I did like his video with the Leviathan.
Oh yeah,
details. Yeah, that was
mind blowing.
I sat around and watched that, and then I had my moments of like, I didn't even on the one the CPU room thing. Like I blazed through that room and didn't even pay attention to the outside of it, and I was like, oh my god.
Yep. Oh, I know. I agree.
Yeah,
imagine catching that thing on Fishing Planet.
DLC. Oryx's worm.
Well, it's not because it's on the wrong side of the planet.
Well, not only that, just because Saturn's so huge and the gravitational. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. What Bife said.
So if you have catfish combat, I guess that would be like the Leviathan launcher or something of that nature. Be my weapon for catfish combat.
Yes.
But yeah, the lore, like I didn't get into it in Destiny 1 like I am in Destiny 2, and I don't know if it's because there's so much more of it actually in the game, and then I'm actually seeing it, and then tying it in with the videos with the things that I'm seeing in the game is like really neat.
It was there in Destiny 1. It was just really difficult to get to. You needed to watch videos for someone to interpret it, or you had to go back to the Grimoire cards.
Right,
So,
and you had to go physically
if you
read all that stuff.
Yeah. No, but that's what's frustrating about it, because if you look at like some of the weapons, like Thorn, like the backstory to that was really cool. Same thing for the Last Word. I mean, there was backstory that you just couldn't get to easily.
Yeah.
It's a shame because a lot of it was at least half decent at the very least.
Yeah,
Right.
they had a lot of, and I know it was there. It's just, yeah, I don't have that to do. I'm not going to go read
Understandably so.
500,000 Grimoire cards.
You have to go to a YouTube channel, or you have to leave the game to learn about this stuff.
Yeah. And it's just being able, like the Leviathan, being able to run around, you're on Titan and you see this giant sea monster and you're like, that is cool. And then there's lore that you can tie into it with what is actually, it's just different now.
Yeah. Well, but then again, I find that the first raid we kind of jump into without much backstory. Like, there's something they could have like worked on there. At least that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, there's an
right.
adventure on either Nessus or Io that kind of alludes to the raid a little bit, but it doesn't.
It must be Nessus because the raid's just outside of orbit there.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I'll have to take a look.
It is. I think it is Nessus actually, but
it's a shame that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it doesn't give you any. It still doesn't tell you like, hey, this dude is coming, and we need to come and get him, and because he's bad. It doesn't really give you any of that. It just kind of alludes to who he is and what's going on with them. So it's
gotcha.
It's a shame that the adventures aren't more lucrative, because I feel like I've done maybe 2 or 3 and kind of ignored everything else just because all they give you are the blue drops that really don't do anything for you anymore. But I feel like a lot of great scenes, a lot of the amazing voice acting, all those story opportunities are in those adventures, and there's no real, incentive to go besides, experiencing it. There's the grind. Yeah, it doesn't help the grind.
I've gone through two planets worth of them. And a few of them are pretty lore rich, and they're worth going through for that story part. But I've been, I'll try to blitz a bunch of them at a time, and go through them because I don't know if there's something ultimately if you unlock them all, like a challenge that unlocks or something like that. But apparently I missed the one that's pertinent for the raid. But I think pretty much probably everyone did. I mean, the raid opened within a week, so who had time to go through absolutely everything.
Right.
That's not honest to the kit. I did a bunch of the stuff on the EDZ, roaming around through those, but I'm one of those people that I will play this until everything is off my map.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So D1 was one of those, like I had that last ditch moment of like, all right, I've literally completed like every single side mission. I've completed every single little item that was out there, the challenges, that whatever. I'm like, well, time to start a new character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the adventures, just because they are, even if they don't pertain to the bigger picture story, they're still really neat from the individual, like this the adventures themselves are a small story, and it's fun, especially on Nessus. I enjoyed because failsafe. I mean,
I was going to say, you get to hear the characters again. That's so nice. There's actually great voice acting and storytelling, so it's fun.
Yeah.
It's not murder if it's robots.
Yeah, the voice acting cast on Destiny 2 is just phenomenal.
Kindly delete yourself.
Yeah, I finally heard that this week. That was awesome.
I love it.
I have to say that My Name is Bife actually made a great point. He said it's not a complaint. It's just something that he really feels that Bungie could improve, is that the fact that they're doing such a great job with the storytelling and really incorporating so much of the lore successfully, that they should really have like an archive section or a codex section where you can have these unlockables, these scannables that you go through that give you all this great information, and have a place where you can go back and revisit them if you want to make your own theories, if you want to look something up and say, hey, why is the console, or why is Gaul doing this, or blah blah blah. You can actually go back and
a lot of people on Reddit were complaining about that because in Destiny 1 we did have a grimoire, like for all its problems you still did have that you could go back to, but in Destiny 2 we don't. There's just nothing, no repository, nothing to fall back on if you want to catch up.
Yeah.
Well, even just to supplement the grind too is something that find these dead ghosts, find all the scannables. It's something that could definitely improve. So
yeah, there's a lot of end game things like that they took out of like the whole hunt for the perfect weapon too. Right. Like there's pros and cons to that. I prefer what they've done with it now. That you get the weapon, you get the one version of it, and everyone's happy.
Right. I love that too.
Yeah,
the god roll thing was kind of a pain.
Yeah. Like the whole god roll thing, I like in the right game, but Destiny for me was never the right one for that. Like in Diablo, like any of the Diablos, that makes sense because that's the whole mechanic of the game. Whereas Destiny, like that, and the fact you had to level up your gear, it just got annoying. Especially if you're at max light, 3 years into the game, you get a drop and I've got to pop motes or level it up to be able to actually use it. I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, although speaking of that, holy mother of God. Trials is a shit show.
Oh God.
Crucible is just in general. I want to say it's because it's just
You know what?
Mida quick play or Mida competitive.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm enjoying the shit out of Crucible. I'm actually really doing well.
Crucible is not bad. Even the competitive Crucible isn't bad. But man, I had somebody that pulled me in like, hey, we need an extra person to play Trials, come in and help out. And I think we played like 4 or 5 matches. Every single match without fail, it was Mida, like all 4 characters on the other team. There was, I think, 2 instances of people that didn't have the Mida, and they both had like the Scathe Lock.
But
and the rest of it was
bulldoze you.
Yeah,
like
it really
2
is
shots.
Trials of the Mida.
It is. So,
but I mean, it's just that repetitive map, the same style, everything. It's just people are perfecting it now, and it's the second week. Midas are Midas, so yeah.
And I think what you get in Trials is the people who only do that's all they want to do. They just want to do Crucible all day long, forever. And I am not that person. Although I feel like in this game, and I don't know if I have improved on some level, I doubt it. I seriously doubt that that's what it is. Or if it's just all of the new people getting in there and maybe they aren't as good. But I feel like I can actually have some moderate success in Crucible now. Yeah,
well, the whole time to kill is a lot longer now too. And the fact that sniper rifles are locked behind power and instead of being secondary is like it's changed the meta a lot. Because I mean, how many times have we spun in on Crucible maps in Destiny 1 where if you head down the wrong hallway, there's someone lined up with a sniper rifle and you're toast. Like that doesn't happen
every map.
Yeah, exactly. There's that sniper lane that if you go there, you're the noob. But like this, I find the shift is more to team kills now because time to kill is longer. Like you really have to stick around as a group, unless you're specifically flanking and knowing that you're doing that, and trying to pick off people that are already weakened. Because it like a 2v1, it's really really hard to win against. You've got to backtrack and get some help. For better or for worse.
Yeah. Yep. I like it better now. I don't know.
Yeah, I do too. That's just Trials is a shit show.
Yeah, Trials is... I don't know. We played it that one time, and it was just it was an exercise in frustration. Yeah. And that's all that I need to know. And I say that, and I know that as soon as somebody is like, we need a 4th person, and I'm going to be like, okay. And then I'm going to get in there and be all pissed off. Because that's how it goes.
Yep, that is truth.
All right. You guys have anything else that you want to talk about before we
get back to Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Well, what are your favorite classes still so far? Are you still sticking to the one that you first rolled?
Oh yeah.
Have you guys experimented? I'm just to give a sense to our listeners.
I've switched it up a little bit. I mean, initially I started off I'm still sticking to the Warlock for the most point. I'm starting to work up a Titan right now, but I haven't had quite as much time as everybody else who's got 3 characters that are almost raid ready. So
I'm not there yet either. Don't worry.
But with that being the case, I started looking at things with the Warlock, and I started off heavy in Void. Just because, I read all about the Devour perk and the Insatiable perk and being able to basically just be a freaking tank. And I was all about that. But then once I started doing the raid, there were more instances where I felt that I needed to use the
Stormcaller?
Yeah, the Stormcaller, to get the little,
Orbeez?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what a good term would be for those guys. I mean, little Sentinel characters are a little, they shoot for you. So,
the little buddies.
Yeah. Yes. All of those things.
Yeah, because I am me, I have dubbed them their little buddies.
Yep. But there's just
not to be confused with our buddy.
No, that's not buddy. These are little buddies. It's going to be confusing if I ever raid with them, but that's okay.
Nope.
Especially if buddy has little buddies.
Yes.
Buddies. Oh God. I need that to happen.
That's going to happen soon. Jen's going to have this moment where that pops up and she's going to die. It's going to be hilarious.
buddies.
Hard light in her hand.
Yeah. But using that for spots in the raid, like, cutting down shields and things like that, it's just one of those things where I've steadily worked my way into the Arc subclass and heavily using that. So still waiting for the rest of my judgment here for the Titan subclasses, although I do like the Captain America shield a good little bit. It's kind of a toss-up between that and the Fist of Panic right now. So, what about you guys?
I still love my hunter. I have all 3 characters at 20. I've unlocked all 3 subclasses on the Warlock and 2 of the subclasses on the Titan. So my Titan's not quite raid ready yet, but the Warlock could be if I had any interest whatsoever in doing that right now. I don't at all. If that tells you at all how I feel. You don't want to
jump with Tingle Fingers?
Oh, God.
That jump. I can't. Titan jump is acceptable. Warlock jump is just like, what is this? This is not a jump. This is shit.
I think if you start with it, then you're good.
Yep.
But if you start with the other characters...
I started one in D1. I started a Warlock in D1. I played a Warlock for most of D1 until I met you guys, and right before that, I switched to Hunter, and I never looked back.
Well, I mean, it must be user error then.
Touche.
I just didn't have my heavy equipped. But no, like I was used to Warlock too. I used to run the orbs on Oryx as a Warlock, so I think it's just if you started with it, you kind of get the pros and cons of it. But yeah, having played Hunter now, I totally get why, because this just has so much more control over it.
Mm-hmm. It's so precise.
It's precise, and not just that, it's more reactionary. You can change your direction if you need to, whereas the Warlock one, once you pick your path, that's where you're going.
Right.
Like, that's the elevation that you'll hit, and if you want to hit that platform, you better not have fucked up, because there's nothing you can change about it.
Right. If you fall off of something or you don't get your trajectory quite right, you can kind of correct that with a Hunter. And you cannot do that at all with a Warlock. You're like floating. Like that spot in Titan that I keep, there's a railing where there's just enough of a dip that it counts as being in the air, and if you try to jump after that, you're just floating to your death. And I did that like 4 times in a row. I said, I hate this so much.
Yeah. I'm done with Warlock. I've played Titan. I had 3 Titans in D1 because I loved them. I loved just the play style, what they represented, everything. And I started Titan with D2. And I mean, like you guys, I fell in love with Hunter towards the end of D1. I finally deleted one of my Titans, but I started Warlock last week, and I can't do it, man. I know it's me. I know I'm playing it wrong. I'm not really giving it the time I should, but I can't. I can't do it. That jump, that everything else. Oh, God.
Yeah,
see me even with the jumping factored out, I find it's a lot of fun. Like mine's not far. Like mine's level 20. I've unlocked the 3 classes, but I haven't touched Arc. And I avoided Solar like the plague just because I hate the super. I'm not a fan of it at all. But Devour I find is fun as hell, especially for soloing, just because you're unkillable. Like even when we were doing the Nightfall last week. Sorry, not the Nightfall, but when we had to do one of those quests for the exotics through that area, I kept Devour up and kept my health up at max for like 4 minutes.
Damn, that's right. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It's borderline broken, but
Devour is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it's like me with my exotic chest. Hey, I'm still firing. Hey, I still have Devour on.
Yeah, pretty much the idea. We should see who can keep, who runs out of ammo first or who runs out of Devour. But like I'm still maining my Hunter. I'm at 292 now on it. My Warlock is not far behind, but again, I don't have all that much experience with it. And my Titan, I've started I think like level 5, so I'm just scratching the surface. But I definitely do want to try Striker because that was my favorite Titan class in Destiny 1.
It is fun.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
I just have a feeling I'm going to miss the skating because that's that in Crucible was the thing that sold me on it. The mobility if you got that move right. Because you could just go across a map if you timed your jumps in a flash, close gaps, shoulder charge, wreck people.
I honestly can't say I ever really got that right in D1.
I will share a video then. I'll see if I can find one for the notes of one of my favorite YouTubers who just I saw him do that. I'm like, I need to figure out how to do this. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see that as well.
Yeah, I knew it could be done. I just don't think I ever got it right. But yeah, it's definitely Void Hunter specifically, and then Titan for me, and then Warlock is maybe someday.
Yeah, for me it's Titan, Hunter. Warlock never. Goodbye, Warlock.
Sorry.
I will say the Warlock subclasses are fun, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's no merit. They're absolutely amazing, and it's just not my style.
just in the right hands if it's your style, just like the other two, right?
Not Latino hands for sure. Is that what you're trying to say, Dan?
That's racist, Ben. That's really racist, Ben.
I really don't think anybody said that.
How dare you? I'm offended.
All
Too busy
right.
dancing at the party. Singing at the party.
He is not singing at the party.
Geese. Hug.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, good times.
I could talk about Hard Light and how I went supersonic, apparently, with excitement after I got it. But I think...
The deafening squeeze.
Oh, my God. But I think that we can...
Well, we should definitely, I think, once we're finished that raid, hopefully we'll finish that raid sometime soon, we can revisit this topic again as well. Talk about the raid and the end game and everything.
Yeah.
Whenever the other half of us finish the raid.
Oh, that's right.
Snap.
That's right. I hate you all.
Shots fired.
Good night.
Shots fired.
I didn't say it.
I'm optimistic we'll get it this week.
Yeah. It just it takes a lot of practice. We've got all the
mechanics down.
Yeah.
Every time we go into that one screen now, all I can think of is Andros from
Star Fox.
Star Fox
and that's
for sure.
And that's my fault, and I'll take credit for it.
Between that or if any of you guys played Skylanders whenever it was out.
Nope.
Okay. They had another spot like that was the primary bad guy in that had another spot where in the boss fight he had a big glowy head of himself that you had to attack. So, which oddly enough was played voiced by the same guy that did Invader Zim. So, fun times.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But anyway.
And now you know the rest of the story. All right. So we're done. Is that it? Is that everything? Closing thoughts?
I think so, guys. It's been a while, a few weeks since we've talked, but hopefully we've satiated your Destiny needs for the week.
Yes,
I do have to say that with all that, I do like what they've done with the Nightfall now. Instead of it being another mission all over again, the fact that there was the first one, there was the timer with the rings that you had to jump through, and it was a haul to try to get through there and kill the boss and everything.
And the rotating burns. The burns.
I like the rotating burns. I'm hoping that comes back soon. That's not a thing this week, is it? I know it's timed.
No.
I really like the rotating burns because that's... And I want to see what it looks like now that they updated it.
Yeah, I like the fact that they did something like that that's a bit more of a different challenge, because before it's just all right, well, I've got all these cool weapons. Let me just load up on, these 3 items that are all solar so I can go burn through all the solar burns in this thing and just blaze through it like it's another mission. It got to the point where it seemed like the Nightfall wasn't much of a Nightfall. It was just, hey, let's go do this so we can get some loot.
This super hard, generally unsatisfying thing.
Yeah. When you get back and there's people that average Joes like me that are oh yeah, I just soloed the Nightfall. It was oh, all right, well. I mean, I guess we can all 3 of us go in here and wipe this thing again, so get this on my other character.
Yeah,
but
I do have to give it credit. Every time we've managed to get through one, successfully. Like, it's been it's a very satisfying moment. You know, you get to the end and you beat the guy, and then
except
you're like,
for that last boss. Oh my god, that last boss fight was awful.
Last week was bullshit.
Yes.
I think everybody agrees.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that probably looked like on Prestige.
I was just going to say we should try Prestige this week if we see we're able to breeze through this one, because
those auras.
Last week's was just broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with the little cheat that they had also, though, with the not infinite time, but the max time, I'm sure it was a little bit more doable, but still that boss was a bunch of shit.
Well, somebody was telling me that it was actually broken. Like, there was a certain point you couldn't get past. I don't know. In the Prestige Nightfall last week. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the arc pulses. Yeah, those things weren't spawning apparently. The second wave. So they got all through that servitor part where you had to like do the ghost protection, and then all of a sudden they realized, oh, we have the version where it's not spawning, so we have to restart. And people were pissed.
Yick. Yeah.
Well,
outside of that, I'm sure we'll have a nice Raider, review.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So many interesting things.
Yes. Just gonna wait and not ruin it for the other half of the crew here.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in the game. You guys are just on. You guys are on the cusp. You have all the right mechanics down. Just gotta put them all together, and not hit those stupid little ramps at the end to fly off into.
Yes.
Yeah, into Callus' face.
Sneaky little one on the right that just likes to get you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the other thing I had to add.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely be playing this game for quite a while, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Deuces.